With Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald now out in theaters, it's the perfect time to talk about my favorite franchise of all time, Harry Potter. We're going to rank all 10 of the Harry Potter movies, or the Wizarding World movies. They have like that little logo now that appears in front of the movie. The Wizarding World movies. That sounds so cool. Wizarding World. We're going to rank these from worst to best. Before I give you my ranking, how would you rank the 8 Harry Potter films and then the 2 Fantastic Beasts movies? How would you rank all 10 of these movies from worst to best? So let's get this video started with number 10, the worst one, Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. I was excited to see this movie because they had Albus Dumbledore, and then there was more of Grindelwald, and we were going to have Hogwarts. I was so excited to see those things played out. And yes, some of it is cool to see. We get Quidditch in here, and then there's Hogwarts, and there's teaching. Those scenes I loved seeing because I love Harry Potter, but everything else just was really bad. There were so many different subplots, it didn't even feel like it was the crimes of Grindelwald. There was Jacob and Queenie, and then there was Tina, and there was Lita Lestrange. So many different things going on. It took away from that main story. And then in return, it made the villain very hollow. I think Grindelwald is a really cool character. I loved reading about him in the Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows book. And I was excited to see how some of that would come out to play, a little bit of a backstory, but it made him into a very hollow character, not very interesting, and I really was disappointed with this movie. Coming at number 9 is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. This movie was okay. I do think some of the CGI works, the storyline is decent, but why this movie sits at number 9 is because it is not very exciting. It's not a very interesting movie. It lacks that charm that the next movies I'm going to talk about have. This movie just did not have that charm. I think Eddie Redmayne did a great job as Newt Scamander. The whole cast did an awesome job. And I love to learn about different countries' magic, but this movie just wasn't very exciting. It's very forgettable. I recently bought it on Blu-ray. I tried to sit down and watch it. I paused it to do something. I never hit play. And then I never finished watching it. It's that forgettable. It's not that interesting. So it has to sit at number 9. All right, now we're getting to the Harry Potter movies. Now, when I say this next one is my least favorite, it's not a bad movie. All these movies are A+, but I have to think about which one is my favorite. So coming at number 8 is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. This is my least favorite Harry Potter movie, but I do say it is still a great Harry Potter movie. I love how they tried to isolate Harry from Dumbledore, so he had to kind of learn things for himself. I love all of that, and he explored more of Voldemort because at the end of Goblet of Fire, Voldemort returns, and so Harry's dealing with the fact that Voldemort's returned and Cedric Diggory is dead, so he's dealing with all those things, and it's a great character development for Harry. He has to deal with his own thoughts, his friends not believing him, and then we had one of the worst teachers at Hogwarts, Dolores Umbridge, in this movie. And you love to hate her in this movie. And so the movie did a great job of I hated watching her scenes. But I really did love the scenes of Harry trying to navigate through Hogwarts, as well as dealing with his own things, dealing with the death of Cedric and the return of Voldemort. So there's a lot of things to really appreciate about this movie. Coming in at number 7 is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. When I think about this movie, and maybe it's because I've only seen it a couple times, it's kind of an easy, forgettable film. It's a movie that I've saw in theaters when it was released, and I saw it a couple times after that, but it's not the Harry Potter movie I have seen the most. It's probably the film I have actually seen the least out of all of the Harry Potter movies, but it's still a really terrific movie. It's a different change of pace because the previous 6 movies all dealt with Harry at Hogwarts and his friends and his teachers and Draco and Quidditch. This is the movie where he goes out to find the Horcruxes and has to deal with a bunch of different things. And you really do feel the urgency in this movie to find those Horcruxes. He has to find them all. You really feel that mission to find them is very urgent in this movie, and I really did appreciate about that. Coming at number 6 is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Now, when I think about the book versus the movie, this is probably one of my most disappointing adaptations. It's still a great film, but they cut out a lot in this movie. The Weasleys going to the Dursleys' house by traveling by flue powder and crashing into their living room. That was not in here. I would have loved to see the Quidditch match in the beginning, but that wasn't there. There was just a few things that I felt were either really brief or just were not there. And that's an issue for me in this movie, is that some scenes just feel really quick and they don't do a lot with them. But I still love to see the different schools coming to Hogwarts, the different Triwizard tournaments. Those are all really cool. And then the end is really spectacular with the return of Voldemort. It's really dark and it signals that Voldemort is going to cause harm to Harry and everyone around him. You do really feel that he's a very sinister villain, especially once he is reborn. So Goblet of Fire has some really cool moments. Mad-Eye Moody is an awesome teacher. Well, it wasn't really Mad-Eye, but I still really liked the teacher. There's just a couple scenes that just feel really quick, or they just did not add a lot to it. Coming in at number 5 is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. This is probably one of the most visual, stunning Harry Potter films. It really has like dreamlike sequence, kind of smoky feel to it. I thought that was really cool, and it played nicely with what Harry was doing in the book, discovering Voldemort's past, going into the pensieve and discovering things. I like that smoky feel about it, and it works well with them traveling back into the memories. It's pretty cool to watch. And I loved watching Dumbledore and Harry build a stronger connection as they were searching for Horcruxes together. I do think that this film did a great job of building that connection and making part 7 much stronger because of what they did in 6. We already felt that Harry and Dumbledore were very close throughout the movies, but number 6 is when they really connected. They talked a lot, they had secret meetings, and then they went and found the Horcruxes together. I love how this film built up that relationship. Coming in at number 4 is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. This is probably my favorite book out of all 7. I love the mystery behind the Chamber of Secrets, and not even the teachers really know what lies into the Chamber of Secrets. And my favorite scene in this movie is when Hermione Granger is talking to Professor McGonagall and she asks, "What is in the Chamber of Secrets?" That scene just makes the Chamber of Secrets very eerie, and I'm wondering, what is it? As if I was a student at Hogwarts, I would want to know about the Chamber of Secrets. And I do think that this movie and the book did a great job of playing up that mystery of what is the Chamber of Secrets, what's in the Chamber of Secrets, and who can open the Chamber of Secrets. I've always enjoyed watching the Chamber of Secrets just for that fact, that this movie did a great job for that mystery. And I love a new addition of Dobby, and the Basilisk is really cool and really dark. That whole scene at the end when he's in the chambers, God, I love that scene. Chamber of Secrets is not a fan favorite. A lot of people have it towards the bottom of the list, but I absolutely love the Chamber of Secrets. I've seen all of them in theaters, but I saw the Chamber of Secrets when I was younger a couple times in theaters. It's one of my favorite reads. I just love the mystery of the chamber and how they're trying to figure it out, and that whole mystery plays into this movie. Coming in at number 3 is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the very first Harry Potter movie. And this movie is so magical. It is so warm, and I absolutely love watching this movie. I saw the first movie in theaters before I actually read the book. My friend read the book, and when I was in 4th grade, we went and saw the movie together. And after that, I was hooked. I went and bought the book. I read the book, and at that time, I think the Goblet of Fire had just released a book, and so I remember sitting inside from recess underneath my desk reading Harry Potter, and I read 1, 2, 3, and 4 all in 4th grade, and just completely being captured by this world that J.K. Rowling had created. And the Sorcerer's Stone did a great job of everything, from the cast to the set designs, to the score, to the story, to the conflict, to the solution. Everything in this movie fit perfectly with that book. And I loved watching the characters and the magic and Quidditch and learning about the classes and Fluffy the three-headed dog and Quirrell at the end. Everything in this movie I was so excited to watch and see how it was going to unfold. And every time I watch it, I still have that warm, magical feeling flowing through my body as I'm watching it. It is a perfect film. Coming at number 2 is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. What I love about at this point in the movie is that we've had a bunch of films that have had magic. And you could easily view that the magic could wear off by 7. Harry is still amazed by magic at this point in his life, and I think that's terrific that he's still amazed by magic and the movie can still capture magic in an exciting way. But this movie has some really great battle sequences. It's emotional. I cried twice in that movie. It handled Snape's storyline beautifully, made me tear up. The end is great. It's a great payoff for the whole Harry Potter franchise. They did a fantastic job handling the characters and the story and breaking it up into 2 movies, which I thought was very smart. So the seventh movie, Part 2, had a lot of things going for it. It was funny at times, it was sad, it was dark, it was action-packed, and it was a great payoff for the whole franchise. But my favorite Harry Potter movie, and it's changed throughout the years, has to go to Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Out of all the movies, this is probably the darkest movie, and I think that's a good thing for what they were trying to bring into the storyline with Sirius Black and the mention of Voldemort. I think this movie did a great job of handling its concept and the characters. I still get this eerie, dark feeling every time I watch the revealing of Sirius Black as he's standing behind the door and it creaks open and he stands there. It is so disturbing to me every single time I watch it, and I have a personal reason why that I don't feel like sharing, but every time I watch it, it's still really creepy to me. But this movie did a great job of creating a really dark atmosphere, that there's someone out there that could be near Hogwarts or inside Hogwarts, that you don't know what he's going to do. And we know what happens with Sirius Black, but this movie did a great job of capturing that atmosphere. And Gary Oldman is probably one of the best casted members of Harry Potter as Sirius Black. Perfect. I just love how this movie changed from 1 and 2 after Chris Columbus had directed them, and he created this warm feeling, but he still managed to touch on darker themes. But once we got to Prisoner of Azkaban, it really shifted its tone, and that was very needed for what they were trying to do with the story and further on. I love Azkaban. I love this movie. It is a dark movie. It's enjoyable. The characters are developed really well, and there's that really sense of fear around Hogwarts, that Sirius Black may be in the castle or nearby. But whatever it may be, I love Harry Potter and I love this movie. All the movies are really great. I really don't enjoy the Fantastic Beasts movie, but these Harry Potter movies I will always cherish. So how would you rank these movies from worst to best? Leave your comment down below. And are you excited to see, I think there's 3 more Fantastic Beasts movies. I really hope that they mention Voldemort at some point in there. And I know that probably the last movie is going to end with Dumbledore defeating Grindelwald and getting the Elder Wand. But I'm curious to see how those next 3 movies really do pan out with the end of Grindelwald and the reveal. And I thought it was really, really weird, but I'm curious to see what they do with that. My name is Justin. I love to watch movies. If you guys love to watch movies too, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification so you guys don't miss any of my ranking videos, movie reviews. I got some fun things coming your way that you guys do not want to miss. You guys are the best as always. This is Just Watch Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.